Hey kids, it's the gaming grandma. I'm back. Aren't you excited? Well, here's Quinn, and this is part 3, a little snippet of what I'm doing here in Westgate in Sandbox, doing a little building. So, just a reminder, we have a garden upstairs, and maybe you haven't watched the other two, so quick tour. Got our garden up here, goes the full length. And I have 2 hearths up here, which gave me my building footprint. So, and I mentioned that I'm not getting any significant sieges. Most of the time when there's a siege, I don't even see them banging on the walls. Every once in a while, I'll have an orc just pop through the wall where the opening is. I've got adamant walls up there right now. And they just pop right on through. So, not sure what that's about. Anyway, Viper had mentioned that the hearths look kind of odd, the way they just were kind of floating there on the floor. And he mentioned arches. I haven't unlocked arches yet, granite arches. Just now got my Belaghost armor. So I use the ornate ceilings, and I like it. I'm not sure I'm 100% liking it, loving it. And I think it's the edge of it. And if I push it up to try to make it flush, it comes up through the garden floor. And I tell you, I spent quite a bit of time wiggling and moving and breaking and putting it back. And now none of them poke through the floor. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put a false ceiling to cover up the edge so it looks flush. Don't know. Still working on it. I still have the loft up here for the bedroom. Made no changes there. Got one of Betty's beds up here, as I showed before. And you can look at part 2 and see a tour of that. So let's go look at what else I did. I did a forge. Got the forge started. Little workspace, some storage, and the big furnace tucked back over here. I think it came together fairly nice. I also added more narrow gold walls because the ones that were existing were so limited. Like these are the existing ones, but it wasn't on every one. And I thought, since I was adding the ornate ceiling, I went ahead and put gold. And of course, the ones we have aren't tall enough, so I've got them stacked on each other. But I think it gives it a bit of a shine, and I think I'm going to do what Viper suggested, and down here is going to be a bunch of gold piles right in the center of the room. And I've got the kitchen going. Got it started anyway. Again, using the ornate ceilings. Hopefully it's not overkill. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave those ones under there. Like I said, I like them. I don't know, give me your thoughts. Maybe when I get the other arches, I could use the other arches there in the front, and maybe it won't look so odd. And then just keep the ceiling. But well, it's tricky. So the kitchen, I'm going to just leave the apple tree and the welling spring up there for decoration. Hung a few plants in the corner, following Axbeard's example and using the vases as storage. All the comforts of home. So still a project in progress. But but slowly figuring out what I'm going to do. Got to make room for some brew. I started to embed them in the wall over here with the kitchen, but it just takes up so much room. So maybe the brew will be over here. I still haven't done this space yet. Anyway, so what do you think? Give me your feedback on the idea with the ornate ceilings as far as trying to help these hearths look less out of place. I'd really like to leave them up there. It doesn't take up as much floor space, and I think it looks great with the garden up there. So, like I said, maybe want to get the other arches. There's an extra piece of floor right there, isn't there? Always something. Anyway, it's the gaming grandma and Miss Kira here, Quinn. And this was part 3 of my little build project. Give me your thoughts. And quit adulting long enough to do some playing. See you soon.